Hello, good morning, my creative friends. Dr. Manette here. I have been away for the last few days and am getting back to my October personal challenge of Mary Oliver and Zentangle patterns with the prompts inspired by Inktober Tangles. You can search the hashtag Inktober Tangles. And this is from Stephanie J. I absolutely love her list. She does the most amazing job of curating so many different patterns. And today is a wonderful pattern called Sunbelt by Judy Genovese. I'm hoping that I'm saying her name right. And it's a tricky pattern. I've actually practiced it a few different times in my journal, and I'm excited to share it with you today, along with a new Mary Oliver poem. And so I am just going to, I think I'm going to do the one, oh, that looks like part of a poem. So that's a really long poem. Okay, we're going to do this one, Invitation by Mary Oliver. I was thinking I wanted the pattern to go this way, but I'm thinking maybe it's going to be fun because this is kind of a long ribbon pattern, maybe to have that pattern going down the length of the page this way. But before I dive into demonstrating the pattern, let's have a little look at Mary Oliver's poem, Invitation. Oh, do you have time to linger for just a little while out of your busy and very important day for the goldfinches that have gathered in a field of thistles, for a musical battle to see who can sing the highest note or the lowest, or the most expressive of mirth or the most tender? Their strong, blunt beaks drink the air as they strive melodiously, not for your sake, and not for mine, and not for the sake of winning, but for sheer delight and gratitude. Believe us, they say, it is a serious thing, just to be alive on this fresh morning in this broken world. I beg of you, do not walk by without pausing to attend to this rather ridiculous performance. It could mean something. It could mean everything. It could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." Invitation by Mary Oliver. This is a poem worth reading again and again. And I have photos of goldfinches on thistles, and they are lovely, raucous, gorgeous birds. In fact, they're still lingering here, even though it's fall, on the sunflowers. Really love this poem. And just pausing for a moment, going to take a sip of my coffee. And I love this last line. It could mean something. It could mean everything. It could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." And in fact, I'm going to draw our day 4 pattern here on this second page of the poem, because I want to sit with that line. And I want to sit with this invitation just to be alive on this fresh morning in this broken world, to not walk by and to attend to the ridiculous performance of the goldfinches. That could mean something or everything. And it could be what Rilke meant when he wrote, "You must change your life." And I'm just back from a beautiful, beautiful morning walk. Not a lot of birds left, a lot of beautiful trees changing color, but many of the birds have started their southward migration from Colorado. And I love poetry as a point of entry into tangling because it gives me the mindful pause to just sit and be still for a moment, much like this poem invites us to do, to slow down, to watch, to be here now, to express gratitude for the beauty of this day, that I am here alive one more day on this planet. And I want to notice the wonder of that. And Zentangle invites us to remember that we always have time for that mindful pause to create something beautiful one stroke at a time. And so this pattern called Sunbelt can be drawn a lot of different ways, but I'm feeling today we're just going to do a nice row of triangles. As step number one across the edge of the page. And then around the edges of each of these triangles, I'm going to come in and draw, trying to avoid some of those shadows. Little small triangles to the left and the right of each of those peaks. Making them more or less the same size. And then I'm going to turn my page upside down, and I'm going to do the same here. And I have practiced this pattern so many times. Oops, I got my triangle going the wrong way there. We'll make it work. And it's a tricky one. So take your time, be willing to practice, be in the invitation of this is the first, not only time to draw this pattern. Get my step outs here on my screen again. And then on the insides of each of these triangles, we're going to draw another triangle. And I love this pattern. It ends up looking like a woven pattern. And I'm going to turn my page one more time. In Zentangle, we turn our page to make it easier for our hand to draw. And making them approximately the same size, same height. I'm going to turn that back around one more time. And then we're going to draw some inner triangles as well. And I'm going to go from the opposite edge of my triangle here. Make sure I'm getting these right. This always feels like the tricky part. Bear with me for just a moment. So I'm going to go no, Georgia, no kitties right now. I'm going to go from that outer line, that same line of the triangle, and I'm going to make an inner triangle here and here. So again, I'm following the same line as if I'm continuing these lines, making those inner triangles. We'll imagine one on the edge there as well. We can imagine one here also. I might even have that one go off the page there. Then I'm going to turn my page, and I'm going to do the same going the other direction. Just continuing these lines to create these fun ribbons of triangles. So we drew a lot of triangles. We started with that row of triangles in the center. Then we drew the small triangles on the edges. And then we used the lines of those to draw the higher and lower peaks here. And then we use those same lines to draw our inner triangles as well. And then inside each of these triangles, I'm going to nestle an orb. turning my page as needed to make it easier to draw. And then I'm going to blacken in around each of those orbs inside that triangle. Just create a little of that drama and contrast that we love so much. And I love taking these mindful pauses at the beginning of my day with one poem and one pattern. Nowhere to go right now, nothing to do, just being here present. Me, the words, and the flow of the ink on the page. And there is an imperfect version of Judy Genovese and her gorgeous ribbon pattern, Sunbelt. And I'm wondering, thinking I might want to maybe just round my orbs a bit. And this is a fun one that to me doesn't need a lot of shading. Has a lot of drama itself. And I realized the final step here was to create a line across the tops of our triangles, not quite an aura line, but I want to close in the pattern and give it even more of that lovely ribbon effect. Add a little bit of smudge here. Just a little bit of rounding. And some days, that's all it takes to just keep it really simple. This is day 4 of Inktober Tangles and Mary Oliver's beautiful poem, The Invitation. And I'm curious, do you need to change your life? Thanks for watching. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And if you like the video, would you please hit that like button, let other people know this is a video worth watching. And if you want to follow me for the rest of the month, be sure to subscribe and click the little bell as well. Then you get notified whenever I add new content. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Minette Riordan, and this is Painting in Your PJs live with Minette.